The Minnesota Department of Human Rights released a report that determined there is reason to believe the city of Minneapolis and its police force had a practice or pattern of race discrimination. The Minnesota Department of Human Rights discussed the report on Wednesday at a press conference. The organization has released the results of a nearly 2-year investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department and the city. The probe was launched in days after the killing of George Floyd back in May of 2020. The investigation researched the past 10 years of MPD's police policies and practices. The Department of Human Rights said examples of discrimination included racial differences between how MPD officers handled stops, arrests, and citations for people of color compared to white people. The Senate on Wednesday failed to advance a Republican-led resolution aimed at overturning a Biden administration family planning rule. The vote was 49 against advancing the resolution, with 39 in favor. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin sided with Republicans in favor of the resolution. Meanwhile, Republicans Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski joined Democrats in opposing it. Passing the measure would have effectively restored a Trump-era ban on federal funding for entities that offer abortion referrals to pregnant women. President Joe Biden is considering to forgive some student loan debt. During a private meeting with some House Democrats, the president expressed openness to forgive student loan debt. Although Biden did not give a specific dollar amount or timeline, this prompted Senate Republicans to introduce legislation to stop the president from doing so by executive action. The consideration came after Representative Tony Cardenas asked Biden to cancel $10,000 per borrower in student debt during a Monday meeting, an idea the president was receptive to. The cause has been reinforced by Democrat lawmakers and other progressive advocates who stress young people are struggling under more than $1.73 trillion in student debt and are in desperate need of relief. This morning, President Biden is set to deliver remarks on the war in Ukraine. He is expected to press Congress for additional funds to assist Ukraine for up to 5 months. NBC's Bree Jackson has more.
With no end in sight to Russia's deadly attacks on Ukraine, the Biden administration wants to send even more help to Ukrainian forces.
Security or military assistance, humanitarian economic assistance, given those, in our view, will help address a range of the needs the Ukrainians have.
The latest funding request follows Russia's efforts to retaliate against countries supporting Ukraine. Russia cut off gas supplies to 2 NATO members after they refused to pay in rubles, a move the EU denounced as blackmail. The U.S. pledges to send more liquefied natural gas to help.
We have been working for some time now, for months, with partners around the world to diversify natural gas supply to Europe.
Vladimir Putin is ramping up his threats, promising to respond quickly if outside countries interfere in Ukraine, saying the response to counter-assaults will be lightning fast. U.S. officials warn if Russian attacks continue,
we will continue to roll out sanctions in the weeks ahead. This is not stopping as long as Russia is not stopping.
In a surprise move, Russia released American Trevor Reed from detention as part of a prisoner exchange for a convicted Russian drug trafficker. Reed was sentenced to 9 years, accused of assaulting Russian police officers. His family is thankful for his return.
Finally, after waiting all this time, I'm going to be able to hug my kid, put my arms around him.
President Biden wants Congress to keep the flow of arms and aid to Ukraine going as tensions with Russia remain high. In Washington, Bree Jackson for NBC News.